Pum pum. Happy Hump Day, Miami. Welcome to another episode, the second episode of Fast Break live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Like, subscribe, everybody listening. Thank you for listening. And number one, most important, let me welcome my man, JPF Scout, brother of the show, digging in the trenches. In the basketball version, it's kind of like banging in the low post. So welcome aboard, man. Thank you for being on, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, man. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, man. And last but not least, my partner in crime. He couldn't make it to the initial episode, but he's back. As you can see, the voice of God, Miami Clutch. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? I might have to rebrand to the voice of Godfather after that. The little picture.
You should. Right now. You should, man. And I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up so everybody can see. That right there is the voice of Godfather.
Yeah, look at that beautiful man.
We can neither confirm or deny that is Clutch, but we believe that's the image of Clutch, and we're gonna go with that. And that's gonna be the voice of God everywhere we go. But I'm gonna start it off. Obviously, we always talk Heat. To kick it off, we're gonna talk NBA. We got Westbrook rumors going galore, kind of behind the scene rumors that everybody knows and sees, but no one's talking about. And obviously, things start leaking. But I'm gonna give my man JP a shout out first. You're in Denver. You've been there for a long time. You've been a fan of the Nuggets. You have the awesome jersey, and I'm gonna put you throw right on screen right now. How do you feel you guys are doing this year, man? I know you got some injuries players coming back from injuries. Murray, Porter Jr. How do you feel your team is doing this year?
Right now, I feel we're doing decently, but we could be doing a lot better. I don't know if you guys have heard our coach talk at all. Probably not, but as he says, we're not defending anybody right now. So, like, you got to start having blow-bys and people getting easy buckets. And if they would be a lot similar to the San Antonio Spurs and just do all the little things like box out, hit free throws, clutch shots, don't turn the ball over, things like that, they would be a lot better of a team. But they're looking pretty good as long as they can keep the big three, which honestly I consider it the big four, with Aaron Gordon healthy, MPJ, Joker, and Murray healthy. I heard that MPJ is not going to play tonight. I think I don't know why, but they might be.
They're going to rest him.
Yeah, I think they're resting him for vet reasons or whatever they have. But I'm okay with that. Obviously KCP, Kenny Pope. Kenny's been playing pretty damn good for us. He's shooting well out there. I really like this kid out of Kansas, though, this Christian Brown. I like his defense. I like his best ability, which is availability with all the injuries that are going around in the league right now. I think it's kind of cool to keep him around and playing on the team. He's playing well. Our bench is looking pretty deep. You got Bones Highland comes in as a guard. You got Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff is kind of the
Jeff Green, baby.
Yeah, Jeff Green, baby.
Dude, who would have told us? Who would have told us so many years ago that he would still be? That's insane, man. And he got drafted. Dude. He was, that team. I remember he was drafted by the Sonics, and he played with Westbrook that one year, and that was a solid squad. Let me bring Clutch. Clutch just went gone. Clutch, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
That'd be weird.
Oh yeah,
I got scared. We just lost God.
Technical problems.
Yep. It's a little wonky. Little wonky sometimes.
Oh man, hey, well, Justin says I got you, man. One thing, and you have his jersey on, Jovic.
Yeah,
we got Jokic.
Joker.
We got here, Nikola. Here we have a situation with Nikola before last year, and we have a trend. And says I have you on. I want to see it from your perspective. Well, and there goes my technical difficulties. I'm okay. I'm okay. Right. I'm fine.
You okay, man?
Says that I'm good. I'm all right.
As you can see, everything in Miami is falling apart.
Everything, dude. Everything. It's like hurricane season here, bro. Even the hurricanes. Right. Since I have you on, I want to get it from a Denver fan's perspective. The image that the Joker has around the league, where he gets frustrated and he takes it out, for the most part, on players smaller than him. Kind of people see him as a bully sometimes. How do you feel emotion-wise? I mean, we're athletes. I don't mind that emotion. But there tends to be a trend that we continue to see, that if you mess around with him too much, he try to put you in his place in a bully way. Like, how do you feel about that from you? You were a Nugget fan. How do you feel?
Oh, man. You know what? As a Nuggets fan, before all of this happened and the situation I think last year that happened with Morris.
With Morris, yeah.
Yeah, and was on the Heat team as well. You guys know that got out of hand, and like honestly, the Joker's really a laid back guy. He's not known for any of that stuff. So when that first sprung up, honestly, it's gonna sound bad that this is gonna come this way, but I kind of liked it because it gave him a little bit of street cred because he's always getting pushed around, always getting slapped, or couldn't get no respect, not gonna get the foul call. You know, a lot of things. And I think in Joker's mind, I think he kind of just snapped and was like, you know, I had enough of this. I'm just going to go take my foul and do it right now. And wham, he just did what he did, you know, and I was like, whoa,
Reaction.
Joker, what's up with you? You know, and he did that. And I seen it happen again the other night out of frustration. And it is getting into his head a little bit that maybe he's a little frustrated by things ain't going as smoothly as he would like. But as a Nuggets fan, personally, like, if you remember, like the Dennis Rodman and the Bill Laimbeer Pistons days, like when you'd come in the paint, they'd knock you on your ass.
Then I guess out. Yeah.
I kind of like it. So like I like my team to be a little bit more rough and rugged. He's a dude that operates down low, and they're gonna bang down there. And I like it, man. I like it for his image. I mean, I don't want him to be beating people up or going to jail or anything like that. I don't want none of that. I don't want no beef, but I do want him to protect his own and to, you know, be a man out there and stand his ground. As a Nuggets fan, you know what? We ain't got nothing to lose, man. We ain't never been to the finals. We ain't even never sniffed one. So if we could get this guy, if we can get this guy,
you take anything.
I'll take whatever. You know, you show me some backbone. I'm like, yeah, there we go. All right. Oh, you made one. You know?
Well, I think we got Bobby back there. I was wishing he did that to UD and see how it goes down. Yeah, he wouldn't do that to UD. He knows. He wouldn't do it to UD.
I don't think he'd do that. He's got too much respect. He's got too much respect for UD to do that to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Joker's a good guy, though. I just think maybe he had enough of getting pushed around and tried to stand his ground. But I think it's for his street cred. It's really good. But
yeah. Well, I'm gonna stay on this topic. Well, not on this topic. I'm gonna flip over. Kind of stay on the West. Clutch. I'm gonna ask you first, bro. The whole situation. We knew this offseason. The whole Lakers construction. Obviously, we see the tiers in the West. You know, Memphis is gonna be there. The Warriors are they're winning some games, but they're not playing defense either. Klay Thompson looks a step slow. Obviously, it's just the beginning of the season. The things with flow will start. We saw the writing on the wall with the Lakers with the roster construction. There's no shooting. Surprisingly, they're decent defensively, but they can't hit anything. They don't have the proper construction around LeBron to maximize who he is. Even Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is averaging like 25 points. I think like 9 rebounds, a few assists. But even his performances, you don't even see Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis looks like a ghost on the court because obviously you're overshadowed by the Westbrook situation. So I'm going to throw this out there to you, and we'll discuss it later. Clutch, if they right now, they call you, since you got the voice of God and you're Pat Riley right now, the voice of the Godfather, they call you right now, and they're going to offer you Westbrook, and you just got to give up Lowry and Robinson. Do you pull the trigger?
You're talking about from a Heat perspective, right?
We're the Heat. We're the Heat. You're the GM. You're Pat Riley. You're the president of basketball operations. You're Pat Riley. Clearly. We know. Neither did I confirm that it's not really him. Go.
Okay, so if you asked me this before the season started, I would receive that call from the Lakers and I would hang up immediately because I saw Kyle Lowry playing well last season and being able to step up when everybody was out. It was Kyle Lowry here at 7 and Gabe Vincent putting up win after win after win.
Bobby will take it.
but getting to Bobby's point. After 4 games, I know it's 4 games. Kyle Lowry sucks, man. I don't know. And I mean, and don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong here. Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, and I tweeted this, he's 10 packs of ass. He's horrible. He's bad, probably just as bad as Kyle Lowry is.
Send your socks. No turtleneck today. Just a regular shirt. Just a friend of the show.
But he's just as bad as Kyle Lowry, if not worse, to be honest.
I agree.
But he expires 1 year earlier, and we can free up a lot of cap space by doing that. And I would have a conversation if it included us receiving some assets like a first rounder or a first and 2 seconds or something like that, because you have to attach something to that horrible Westbrook contract. But I'd be open to the conversation now as opposed to how I wasn't at all before the season started.
Okay, I'll tell you this because you made some good points. And obviously, the number one thing when Bobby mentioned the $47 million, Westbrook's on an expiring deal. So if you acquire Westbrook, that contract is off the books next year. Now, the situation with Lowry's on the books for next year, and you got Robinson on the books as well, which I've seen improvement from Robinson. I'm a big believer that, there's the sample size is small, but I believe that Spo off the bench could play Strus and Robinson together. It does open up a lot of lanes. Defensively, Strus makes up enough. And Robinson has improved his lateral quickness a little bit in the aspect of the hero situation, where he's improved on defense as well that you saw. So I understand probably the most movable piece is Robinson for us, not straight up. But if you entertain that deal, the situation with Westbrook, the reason the Lakers haven't traded him realistically is because they don't want to give up those first round picks. They don't want to give up those assets. They don't have any first round picks right now. The Pelicans either have their first round picks or the right to swap the pick. So they're stuck. They're right now. This is their team. This is the Lakers team. That's what happened when they traded Ball and Ingram and Josh Hart to the Pelicans. We understand that. Now, if you acquire Westbrook, you have your bargain chip here where your fit is not there. You can't really ask for first round picks or any other assets because they're taking on someone that you quote unquote don't want in Kyle Lowry and another contract that you don't want in Duncan Robinson. So the Lakers play right now, if they don't move Westbrook, is play out this season. LeBron is going to take over Kareem's scoring title. You celebrate LeBron. It's going to look kind of like the last 2 years of Kobe, where you're still an attraction because you have LeBron. You're going to sell tickets. Obviously, the fans are going to be disappointed. But you have those things of the concept. Oh, wait a second. Cap just traded. Hold on, we're just getting something. I don't know if it's true or not. Lakers traded. Tell you what you need. By the way, the league is changing. The center's coming back. Did you just say the Lakers just traded for Jay Crowder? Can we confirm this? Clutch, can you confirm this for me, man?
Give me just keep talking. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Look it up.
That's fake news.
That's fake news? Oh,
I bet you it is. I bet you it is.
If Cap got me on that one, bro. Oh, man. But, okay, back to the point. Let's say Crowder didn't get traded. It's fake news, whatever.
Yeah,
he didn't get traded.
You got God.
Oh, man, I got live. God damn it, Cap. And all those, that's the last time. When I produce the shows, no longer am I putting your shit up. Oh, man.
Yeah, it didn't take long to realize you got caught. Hey.
Hypothetically, you get offered that deal. I believe in. I know people see the same team coming back. The Heat have the same team, quote unquote, but it's different roles. Kyle Lowry's not used to playing with Tyler Hero, and Kyle Lowry doesn't really have to create a shot because Tyler Hero has the ball more. He just has to be more off ball, be productive in the minutes. I'm a big fan. If obviously Kyle Lowry plays it out with us, we got to limit his minutes. You got to be productive. Give him 25 to 30 minutes. Be productive in those minutes, and it takes time to gel. People think that you throw a team together and because you played last year. When you have players on different roles, it takes time. And I'm not making excuses. I didn't think we were going to be 1-3. I thought maybe 3-1, realistically 2-2, because the Raptors, I understand, it's always a difficult matchup. But to coincide the point, if you call me for Westbrook, I would entertain it as long as you take on those 2 contracts for me, because that's kind of like the jam in what you have in your rotation right now with Robinson and Strus. It frees up to play Kane. It frees up to play Jovic a little bit more, which I think he should be playing already. He might be playing some backup 5 minutes this West Coast trip because Denman isn't giving you shit. It's literally a dead man. You're not getting anything. His plus minus are off the charts. I was talking to somebody on Twitter like yesterday, and what he pointed out is true. Denman's minutes are horrible across the board. Like the moment he comes in, the other team goes on a run automatically. Like the moment they see him check in, it's like the lights just open up. Their eyes just open up. Like we're going all out. But I think, believe it or not, Westbrook fits what we do here. We don't need Westbrook 3. If we play Westbrook, we need his athleticism. We can use athleticism. Okay? We use his athleticism. We can use his defense. He's actually playing decent defense. But I would just entertain it of what it could open up for me next year. Because now I don't have any more. I don't have $40-something million tied up. I can get creative next year if I'm the Heat. And it's not a core piece because Kyle Lowry is your QB1. He does organize your offense. He knows when to push. But if he's not doing that effectively, what is he really providing for you? So I still think it's going to take time. I don't think anything's going to materialize in probably in a week or two. You might still see like 10 games, 15 games in. The Lakers know what they have. It's not going to change for them at all. The Heat on the other part, on the opposite spectrum, well, we see the possibilities, we see the deficiencies, we see what we need to work on, but you see the potential if it gets there. With the Lakers, this is what you have. That's it. You don't have a shooting team. You don't have depth for shooting. You have defense, but you don't have any rotational pieces that you can attach and you can actually play next to LeBron that's going to ease the game for him. And if you think about it, this is insane. You got a 38-year-old man, even though it's LeBron, he's the best player on your team, carrying your team. You can't do that. There's no 38-year-old, no matter how great you are, that has to carry the load for a whole season. It's not sustainable at all. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a glorified superstar. He's going to get a scoring title. You're still the Lakers. You're going to sell tickets. But there's no foreseeable, unless you trade your picks, there's no foreseeable way you can upgrade. You can acquire Buddy Hield. You could acquire him last year. You could have signed DeMar DeRozan. We talked about it last. We have a buzz on tap. We talked about they could have signed DeMar DeRozan. So LeBron approved this deal. And by approving this deal, you traded your whole roster. You traded a championship roster to get Westbrook. And even when it happened, I think I called Bob and I'm like, dude, this isn't going to work. Unless you play Westbrook off the bench, this is not going to work. That's not cohesive. You can't do it. That's it. Partially, even in Miami, that's one of the things I love. And they're more versatile. But I don't like playing Caleb Martin and Jimmy Butler together at all times. Maybe I'm one of the few, but I don't like playing them together at all times because I feel their game is exactly the same per se. I like Caleb coming and replacing Jimmy in the lineup. But I know I went on my rant. I apologize. I had to get it off my chest. Justin, we have you here, and I'm going to do a quick change. Me and Clutch have been talking back and forth for a few weeks on Twitter, DMing each other, all these jerseys. You are our resident jersey expert. You are the man of many faces. You're the man of many jerseys. So one concept that I have, and I'll bring up Clutch here. One thing that bothers me about these jerseys with Nike, they're bringing up like these lame designs, very plain, minimalistic. I'm cool with a minimalistic design. That's cool. But when that jersey, when an NBA franchise's jersey looks like my practice jersey in high school, I got a problem with that, bro. Like I know new merchandise sells when it's new, but we'll bring it up and I'll throw it to Clutch. Clutch, tell me what you feel. Let me bring this up. Hold on. Let me bring up the first. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay. We have it there, right? Look at these jerseys. When you see, especially Cleveland one, the red one. Tell me what do you see about this, Justin? Imagine you see jerseys every single moment of your life. When you see this, what do you see?
It's just
the red one looks like a summer league jersey.
Yep. Exactly.
The black one is okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say the black one's the only one I think is okay as well.
The red one is awful.
Yeah, that's terrible.
At this point, you got Nike, right? Nike is the biggest company, sports merch in the world. Sneakers, sports equipment, apparel. When you have the designer, which is what I love about Miami's design team they're the ones that are in charge of the design, of the production. They work hand in hand with Nike, but they're in charge of the creative design. This literally looks like a jersey that, first of all, there's no trim around it.
It's got nothing.
It's got nothing, man. It's like usually you can do a plain, a little trim on the side, and then I don't got the pants here, but it has the Cavs written on the pants. I don't know, man. It's just like a lazy design.
Yeah, man. But, they could have at least done like a 3D like numbers or 3D like letters like off the bottom or something like that.
Oh man, you see, there we go. Senor Socks is true. It's ugly, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's ugly.
It's ugly.
Oh look. Oh, I'm Cap. This is the only time I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna take it off the jersey for a second. Cap got me. But since he brought it up, we'll go to the other jerseys now. But since he brought it up, what do we think about Memphis? Memphis is arguably probably the brightest team, the team with the brightest future in the league. They might not be ready to contend for a championship right now, like full on, but I believe they'll make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. What do you feel, Clutch and Justin?
I think Memphis is a really good, young, scrappy team. They hit the jackpot with John Morant. He does everything. They hit the jackpot with Desmond Bain. They drafted really well.
Yeah.
They've been fine, and they found Desmond Bain. He was the last pick of the first round, I think. So
yeah, I wanted Bain badly, man. I wanted Bain badly.
They're really good. I think they're one piece away from contending. I don't know where it is, but if they can get that one piece, that running mate, on par, a little bit lesser than Jaw, they could go on that massive run and contend.
Yeah, because you even got Jackson, and you Justin, you're in Denver, man. So there you see them more than we do. How do you feel when you're in their conference? How do you feel when they do?
Honestly, I think they're an explosive young team, scrappy, just like God was talking about. They have a lot of exuberance. You know what I mean? They're very young.
Yeah.
So they can run up and down the court with you. They're very good defensively as well. Jaw is definitely all that. He can, work off of his own dribble. The only thing I think Jaw could improve on, and I think everybody knows that, and that would be his shooting. Outside, he's a little bit, hit or miss. You don't know what you're going to get, but he does bring everything else, especially inside the paint. He's real dominant. If you added one more piece to that team, I think it would be something like a big that was a little bit more explosive. They could get like an inside-outside game going, like a little pick and roll action. I think that would do it right there. But that Desmond Bain kid, man, oh wow, he's something special, isn't he? Very athletic, very just streaky shooter as well. When he gets hot, he's hot. I like their whole team, man. I think they got a good one. I don't know about finals yet on any of that stuff, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. Phoenix is still there. There's a lot of good teams still out there.
And one thing I'll mention, I was surprised a little bit. Jackson will continue to develop. The only thing to keep an eye on with John Morant is that whenever I see a player like that, I automatically think of Derrick Rose. Because, for example, Westbrook, when he came in, he was explosive. John Morant has Westbrook's explosiveness and like D Rose, his actual like layup package and finishes and all that. And I would say John Morant is even more explosive. Yeah, so if he can maintain that athleticism with no injuries, obviously you can't control that. But if he can, and he develops, like you say, his game a little bit more, because as you get older, he's not going to lose the athleticism. You can tell he's one of those players that unless he has a major injury, he's not going to lose that athleticism. But he has to get smarter as a player to conserve that energy. But man, their future is bright.
Very, very bright.
Oh man!
If I could just give one little point right here.
Go ahead, man.
The Nuggets got a kid that they like. You probably heard me talk about him. He comes off the bench for us. Is Bones Highland.
Oh, Bones! And a rag gangster ass name. Oh, raw name. I think we might have lost Justin for a second. Justin, can you hear me?
I love him. I think he did something for us. It's time. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we went back in and out wonky. I just kind of kept it going. Hopefully the audio was there. But I think that over time he could develop into something like a Bones Highland. He just needs to get a little bit bigger and get into the NBA training program. He's already got 1 year under his belt. Keep developing his game as well. He's got a better outside shot, I think, than Jaw. But Jaw just kills it as far as finishing it goes inside the paint area. It's just not even touchable.
We brought back FASTBREAK for St. George Sox. My bad, man. I know. D Rose. What a fallout for a franchise when you had all the. I mean, I know the Big Three era came in and kind of interrupted that, but there was a point.
Yeah, they weren't getting past Miami anyways.
Oh no. But there was a point that D Rose was the most unstoppable player in the NBA. Yeah. Like you couldn't stop him at all. Nope. You could try to contain him, but you couldn't do anything about it. No one could keep up with him. No one.
Nope.
Now that we mentioned young, we're gonna go really young. Let me switch over back to our jerseys. The Jazz.
Oh God!
Look at this, baby!
Freaking terrible.
Highlighter yellow.
Oh man!
And look, the black. My problem with this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. The black one, any black jersey is cool, But the number size to me, I'm like, this looks like another high school jersey because the number size is so huge. And then you got the Jazz. I'm telling you, this is once again Nike. The white one has a trim. But what do you feel, Justin? Give me your critique on this, man. Color wise, number wise, anything.
I don't like them at all. The color wise, like you said, and then on the black one, they could have at least done something with the numbers, like 3D, or trimmed it with the white around the piping, the white they did on the yellow one.
Exactly.
You know, they could have changed it up a little bit. Like they had that jersey, that orange one with the stripes in it. I thought that was cool, but this is. No, I don't like it.
Senor Socks doesn't like it.
Yeah, yuck. I agree. It's pretty gross, man.
Clutch, how do you feel, bro? What do you like about these jerseys? Do you like anything?
Nothing. Those are AAU jerseys.
Yep.
Those are like Jesus, like Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell got the hell out of there right on time.
Do you think so? They requested a trade. They saw those jerseys. They requested, look, get me out of here, man. I am playing that shit.
They didn't have any beef with each other. This was the real reason.
The problem is, if you're wearing that highlighter yellow, man, the lights can go off in the arena. You can still play. The team can still play, bro.
Who makes highlighter yellow one of their primary colors? That's ugly.
Damn, that's terrible.
I just saw that, and when I saw that, and they leaked, and the funny thing is that their city edition, I believe, or their is it the city or the classic edition, is the Jazz one with a mountain.
Oh, that's a dope jersey right there.
So you go from that jersey, from that scheme, and not even the colors. Like I understand when the Carlos Boozer, Darren Williams, the blue one, right? And like I got it. But when you saw it, I'm like, where did this shit come from? Like in Utah, what do you see those colors in Utah? Like nothing.
Nothing.
A big mountain, just a yellow mountain in Utah.
Look like some Oregon Ducks.
Exactly. Oh, look, we got Cap. I'll give you this one, Cap. Last question, guys. The ceiling of Nikola Jovic. Oh man. Ceiling.
Nikola.
We haven't even laid the foundation, man. I think I'm gonna go first. I'll get out of the way. I think he is your perennial running mate with Bam for years to come, unless he's moved for another superstar, which I doubt, because they really like his game. And what's impressed me the most, just like from a coaching perspective, the way he's picked up the defense language, the defensive language that the Heat use, the way they run their defense, he's picked up everything in a matter of a month or 2 months. He hasn't even graduated high school. He's 18 years old, I believe, or 19 years old. He's played against grown men in Europe. What he can do, obviously, you guys get a bit stronger. But a lot of people talk about this weight thing. Look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant hasn't added any weight at all. He's added muscle, but he hasn't added any weight at all. I think eventually he's your starter. I even see him as your starter this season. That's just me. I keep pushing that because I keep seeing it. I think he'll fit perfectly. If you just slide him into that 4 right now with Bam, Butler, Hero, I think he'll be a perfect fit. But I see him being here for 10 plus years running with Bam and Hero. Clutch, I'll give it to you, and then Justin, you can follow up, man.
I mean, I like him a lot. I mean, he hasn't played a single NBA minute in the regular season, and he's already suspended. He's awesome.
He coacher, baby. He coacher.
Yeah, that's the Udonis Haslem like check mark of approval all over it. Like, dude, he looked out for his teammate and he got suspended.
Yeah.
You can tell he's putting his I think he said in the interview that my friend was in trouble, not my teammate. My friend was in trouble.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Friend. But skill wise, he's really, really good. And right now, he's 19, 18 years old. He's still in high school, and he's better defensively than Dwayne Dedmon. Dwayne Dedmon has no excuse to be this horrible.
He's just old, man. He's beat up.
You got a 19-year-old kid who's better on defense than you. Like, I don't know what happened to Dwayne Dedmon. He wasn't this terrible all the time in Miami. He had his very good run when he first got here, but he forgot how to play defense. Nikola Jovic somehow hasn't even been in the building for a year, and he's better on defense than Dedmon is. I think he needs to be in the rotation right now. I don't think he should be starting yet, but I think he needs to work his way up to the starting lineup eventually. Like you said, maybe towards the end of the season, maybe next season. but I think he definitely should get rotation minutes because he's 6'11" and he can shoot the three.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
like, why not?
He's a 6'11" guard. He was a shooting guard. He had a growth spurt. We've talked about it many times. He's a natural scorer. Like when you see him play, when you see him move around, like you see his mobility, and he's not afraid. This is what I love. He has the same. What I love is that we have two mentalities that are identical in the Heat. Obviously, you got Jimmy, your alpha, but Tyler Hero and Nikola have the same mindset. Maybe Nikola's not as vocal, but he is confident in what he does. Nikola's the type of player that he's 19. If he's hot, he's going to keep shooting. And if he misses, he's going to keep shooting. And he creates for you. One thing that people have mentioned it, but the number one thing that I'm most impressed with is court vision. He passes. He finds passing lanes. I mean, you got the joke over there, Jay. You know what is to have a tall player. He has court vision, and when you're that tall, you can see over any guard. They have to play you. You put him next to Bam. Bam is roaming the paint, dominating constantly. Even Bam can step out. You have lanes galore. So the ceiling is there. But I'll let you go, Justin. What do you think?
Man, I'm going to be honest with you guys here. Nikola needs to be in your lineup immediately. And the reason why I think that is because he's young, like you were saying. And let me kind of fill you in on like how it was when we had Big Honey, the Joker, come in here to Denver, because I'll never forget it, man. It was something that gets joked about a lot. He was the one player that was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. I'll never forget it because I was actually building a barn with my buddy. We were up in like somewhere out in BFG, Egypt, out east, building this building, and we were staying at this hotel for a week, and we kept turning on the Nuggets game night after night. And they had right around that time they had Nurkic, who plays right now with the Trailblazers. Yeah, you guys will see him tonight. That guy was on the team with Jokic. And I was like, man, I think there's something here with this Jokic kid. I kept saying, Jokic. And then we kept going back and forth, me and my friend. And then years later, the kid just started to develop. And I remember just like about a year after that, he just started to fall into his own here in Denver. Like you talk about court vision with your Nikola. That's something that Big Honey had immediately coming into the league. He could rebound. I mean, look at the guys' picture before he was drafted. It looks like a picture of Tom Brady before he was drafted by the New England Patriots. I mean, would you ever expected that guy would have turned into a 2-time MVP back-to-back? Because I know I wouldn't have.
No.
The guy came out of nowhere. His basketball IQ literally is off the charts, just like your guy is. His basketball IQ is off the charts.
Yeah.
We had that guy in too, Jovic, your guy. We scouted him and came in. He met with Joker. They shot around. They actually know each other and have played basketball, like you said. He's played basketball with grown men from Europe. He's used to the game. He's down to go down there and bang. He can shoot. He can rebound. His court vision is there. He can play some defense. If you ask me, you run him with Bam and Tyler Hero and everything else you got, like Duncan Robinson, an open shooter like that, man, you guys would start opening the court right up. I think it would be a great, great idea to put him on the court as soon as possible.
And one thing before we go around the league and what surprises. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody listening. Please like, subscribe. We have a lot of things moving on, and we have this is our network right here. This is family. We got the main scout football wise, the man with the jerseys, the man with the plan, and he's coming talking to basketball. We got Clutch, the voice of Godfather. I couldn't ask for more. I feel protected. with Godfather. One thing I'll say in regards to that, the league is trending. For example, look at the Orlando Magic.
Yep.
The league is trending to freak athletes that are versatile. A lot of people, I used to hate when I was playing in high school, they will kind of try to put you in a box. If you were taller in high school, if you're taller than 6'4", 6'5", you were playing with your back to the basket.
Yep. Get down there in the paint. Get down there in the paint.
Rebound. Like to me, the mindset, man. You don't know how many players are probably frustrated that they were natural scorers, natural shooters, that they were forced to play a position that wasn't them. And now we have professional athletes being scouted and drafted because of the versatility, because of their size. You got Orlando Magic, where you have at least possibly their future starting lineup. I believe their current starting lineup might be 4, 6, 9 and above, and they're natural players. Like, it's not that they're playing out of place. No, that's their natural position. Like, they can play the shooting guard, and he's 6'9". I don't have any problems with that, and I feel you're ahead of the curve. If you got Bam, Jovic, you have tall players, and you got another player that's going to come in, and I know Clutch. I mean, I've talked about this all summer, and I'm going to throw this out there. We're going to see when Omer comes in, you're going to forget completely about Denman minutes, Clutch.
Oh, you're talking
Denman,
about
Yurtseven.
He's good, dude.
He's good, I'm telling you, when
good.
you come in, he's a rebounding machine. He's decent defensively. He's strong. He has range. You're going to completely – Denman is just going to be a little nightmare we had, like when we were kids. Just a little nightmare, and he's gone. And the reason you signed Denman, he's a serviceable backup. He shouldn't be a rotational piece. He can come in one game, hit a few shots, maybe get one rebound, and that's it. But you sign him because you can move his contract. Come trade deadline, that contract is movable. He's not guaranteed for next year either, so you can move him with Robinson. So there's many options there that we might see. I just want to see Spo. Sometimes it takes a while for him to get his rotation, and Spo likes to see the same mistake. I see that's his coaching mentality. He likes to see if he sees something happen, he's like, he wants to make sure it's not an anomaly. He wants to make sure it's something that's actually concrete, and he's like, okay, this continues to happen. This is a trend. Let's correct it.
So he sees it as like 2 times it's something that's happening, 3 times it's a trend, and then that's
exactly. That's it. We're done. We're done. I can let you fuck up maybe once or twice. If you do it 3 or 4 times in a row, and the problem is the fans get frustrated because they're like, oh, we're losing games. I'm like, guys, this is just the beginning of the season. Relax.
Yep.
If we don't have to panic. We don't have to panic yet. But I'll throw it Clutch. I'm gonna throw it out to you now. This is our last segment. We're gonna go around the league a little bit. Since our first show was, I believe, after opening night, we really haven't talked about anything. So what surprises you? I'll start, I guess, Clutch, with the East and the West. Give me like some surprising teams or some surprising players that you didn't expect that are performing to a certain extent.
Well, I'll start with the West, and we're seeing them tonight, the Trailblazers.
Yes.
Very surprising me. I honestly thought, you know what? Dame wasn't healthy last year. Maybe he's not this year, but he is now, obviously.
Okay.
I thought.
You thought they were going to be bad?
I thought they were going to be on the outside looking into the play-in.
Yep, I thought the same thing.
Okay,
that's what I thought. But then you see how the Jeremy Grant acquisition worked out.
Yes,
how all these pieces they're putting next to Dame to replace CJ McCollum, who left, who got traded to New Orleans.
Yeah,
and they have Anthony Simons. They have Jeremy Grant, Nurkic.
Yeah, Nurkic.
They have a really good lineup, and Justice Winslow is doing good as his role off the bench now.
Yeah.
So go figure.
That's gotta just
that one hits home because I remember I actually said this. I'm not gonna lie. I told Bobby when we drafted Justin, I'm like, give him 3 years and he's top 10 player in the NBA. I saw so much in Justice Winslow, and he never fucking lets me finish. Always. Oh yeah, Justin Winslow, right? Justice Winslow, Alex. Oh man, go. I'll let you go, Clutch. Go. My bad.
Well, at the end of the day, like, Justice is what he is. He's a role player. He's a very good role player. In Miami, he was expected to be the next. He was on covers of magazines next to Dwayne Wade. He was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, he's doing his job. He's doing what he is. He's a role player. He's really good at that. The Trailblazers in the West. In the East, I really can't say I've put too much looking into the East other than the Heat, because I've been really into those games. Even though
Clutch, I'm gonna put this up. I think someone is. What the fuck is this? Is this? I might be. Are you referring to Clutch, the man of the world? Oh, yes, here we go. Remember how the Bulls beat the Heat? Yeah, we remember. It's one. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for listening, buddy. We'll remember. We'll talk after next game. Come on in next game. We'll see how it goes.
4 games into 82 games here, dude. Oh, this is great, dude. I love this.
Oh, man. All right, go. Sorry, Clutch. We got interrupted.
Yeah, no worries. It's always fun.
No one interrupts the Godfather. You tell him. You condemn him. Like, poof.
Yeah,
But
there really isn't.
you good? Okay, go.
There really is. Yeah, there really isn't like a standout team in the East to me. Everybody's okay,
Okay.
but most of them are doing better than Miami, which still hurts me. So as a surprise, I like how Cleveland is looking. I think they're going to be
they
a really
look
good
good.
team. I think obviously they already lost the game. They lost their first game. It's fine.
They heard our first show, and the problem is, I forgot my wife told me I had a shirt on. And they thought I was gonna go like to the club or something, dancing salsa, because it was like up to here. It wasn't really a turtleneck. So from now on, I'm just a turtleneck man. I wore a neck show.
That's great. That's good shit.
Oh man.
That turtleneck.
Yeah, that's
That's good stuff.
Justin, what is you around the league?
Oh man, right now it's got to be Portland. The way that they came out of fire. I think it's really early still. You know, we're only 4 games in here. I think it's early for everybody. No one should be pushing the panic button on anything. I don't think the Heat fans should be hanging their heads at all. You guys got a great squad over there with some shooters, a lot of rebounders, clutch players who can get fuck Cleveland, like he said. I think Cleveland's playing good, and they got they're going to be a player in the East, but. If I was to pick some players, the teams that are playing good in the East, it's going to be the regulars who are. The Heat obviously are going to be there in the end. Don't panic. But Boston and Milwaukee, teams like that will be there. Don't forget about Toronto. I think they'll still be there as well.
One thing I'll say me. One thing that surprised me, believe it or not, well, it doesn't surprise me as much. I didn't think we were going to be off to such a hot start per se, but it's going to average out. The Jazz. Because the Jazz people talk about like they blew up the roster, they acquired all these picks, but I mentioned it to them last show. I'm like, they actually acquired talented young players. Like that team doesn't really suck. Like they have young players that mesh pretty well. So I was a little surprised by that. I was surprised in the East. Actually, you know what surprised me a little bit? The Hornets are going to overcome some things. They're not going to be in the playoff race. What surprised me was the Wizards are actually playing pretty decent. They have a nice balanced team. Obviously they're not gonna make any noise. They're not gonna be going to the finals, Eastern Conference Finals, or anything. But I am surprised by the way of performing, and everything else kind of has played out to what you expected in the offseason. Cleveland's gonna mesh now. One thing that is surprising me a little bit, Evan Mobley, like he needs to have a little bit more lower body strength, like the core strength. He's getting pushed around a little bit more. Right now, he needs to work on his jump shot, but he needs to. He reminds me of Chris Bosh, but Chris Bosh was way stronger, more solid than Mobley. So like those are the things that I'm seeing kind of like in the East, and it's gonna be a race. Obviously, the Bucks are gonna get healthy. I still got them number 1. Sixers. We talked about the Sixers last show. And one thing that I think they're doing is that offense, if Harden keeps playing that Houston Harden ball, like they're not gonna win. That's not sustainable, man. You got to involve Maxey. You gotta have your variety. You gotta have your shooters. And Embiid has to be your focal point. Yep. Embiid has to be your focal point.
I knew that one wasn't gonna work when it happened, man. It's similar to the Westbrook thing, dog. Those guys, they hold the ball too much when they just need to move it around a little bit. It's not going to work.
But
there was a stat out there that Harden dribbles the ball like more than the entire team combined. I think.
It was. It was like 500. Yeah. They put up on TNT, and it's like
too much.
Like he dribbled the ball, I think like 525 times, and the rest of the team 410 or like 440 something. I'm like, you can't do that.
It's too much, bro.
And like, statistically, like, one thing before I forget, the way Luka is playing with Christian Wood has opened up his game a little bit more. I mean, he still doesn't have a good running mate, and we talked about it also last show. But I'm impressed with Luka. Luka's fit, and I picked him to win MVP.
Oh, dude.
And I think he's gonna ball out this year, man. He's gonna ball out,
bro. It's crazy how the league is taking over these like foreigner, the European.
Yes.
They're taking over the league, bro. The Jokics, the Lukas, the Jovics, Nikola. Like those guys are taking over the league, dude. They're coming out here just Euro stepping all over people, hitting jump shots.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, man. I'm kind of impressed by Luka's game. He's bulked up a little bit, gotten a little bigger.
Mhm.
I heard you talking about Mobley, like he's skinnier. Like he kind of reminds me a little bit of like when Jokic first got in the league. Like he wasn't fully developed yet, and then he got bigger, got into shape,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
his basketball body I don't think is quite hit yet all the way. But when it does, he's going to be pretty good.
No, and it helps you out to have Allen next to you. When you got Jared Allen playing defense next to you, you're straight. And you got Donovan Mitchell, we got Garland, you got dogs there, man.
Yeah, they're loaded.
But so I'm excited. Obviously, I'm not concerned. I'm not overly concerned with we're talking about our Heat right now. So we could end it on that note. I'm not overly concerned, Miami. You don't have to be concerned.
No,
give it some time. You give it some time. Your real rotation will probably come in with Jovic, maybe some Kane minutes. Remember, Kane is on a 2-way contract, so he's limited to 50 games. Not saying, for example, I don't believe Highsmith is going to end up the year with the Heat. I believe he might be traded. He might be gone somewhere. So Kane will probably get converted to a regular standard contract. So just give it time. They're going to play in Jovic. Omer's going to take over for Dedmon. Kyle and Tyler are going to mesh a little bit more. Just give it time. I'm not saying we're going to go 2-0 on this West Coast trip because we probably won't. We might lose both games. But typically these trips, teams tend to gel more because all you're focusing is on your game. You don't got to worry about anything at home. You don't got to worry about your home fans. It's just you out there, you and a hostile crowd. So thank you everybody for listening, tuning in. We're going to wrap it up now. I want to thank Justin, my man. You talk football, so I wanted to change it up a little bit for you, so at least you can breathe.
It's a nice break.
Jim, I can make this is my son's room actually, and he dunks it. I could do a little layup there, maybe a 360 between the legs. We could work on it. Next episode, I'll do a little off the free throw line.
Right.
So we have a little rug here. We'll go off. But hey, thank you, man, for coming. Hey, like I said, whenever you're bored, I know you're not, but whenever you're bored, when you're tired of Brett, Bobby, and Evan, you can come over and talk basketball with me and Clutch. Okay.
Always, man. I love basketball.
Love you, man. Oh, and I'm gonna try to have you on every month. I want to talk some jerseys with you, so we can bring new jerseys on, and we could do that.
Oh yeah, we'll bring them on, man.
All right, perfect, bro. Thank you so much, Clutch. Always a pleasure. Thank you for joining me, my sidekick, my running man, voice of the Godfather. Do you have anything else to add on, Clutch?
No, man. I just can't wait till we go 1-81 and then we draft Victor Wembanyama.
You're tanking already?
Yeah,
that ain't happening.
Yeah, Victor's gonna save Miami, just not Oladipo.
Hey, man, that's man. We'll talk about that next show with Oladipo. It sucks, but can you imagine? Do you think Jimmy, if they go to Jimmy, hey Jimmy, we're gonna tank this year. We're gonna get Victor Wembanyama. Are you okay with that? What do you think Jimmy says?
I think
Dreadlock
he
Jimmy.
The shit out of Pat. Jimmy wants to win, man. Jimmy wants to win.
He slaps him with those dreadlocks.
We ain't doing that.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody listening.
Definitely.
Remember, like and subscribe.
Hit
every
that like
Wednesday,
button.
8 p.m. Fast break, the slowest fast break in the internet. We got 3 white guys talking basketball. Much love, Miami. Take care. Have a good night.
Later.